Hello, welcome to another episode of the Club World Cup journey. Now we're on to Group D, episode 4. We're talking about my team. We're talking about my team's group. Now, for me, when it comes to Chelsea, and I've said this many times on this channel and other channels, we haven't done enough to win the Club World Cup, and the game against LAFC showed it. In terms of level of quality, we were better. I think we had the better of the chances. The first goal was a lovely cut inside and finish from Pedro. The second goal was a lovely cross from our new signing Liam Delap to Enzo. But the problem is this: our attackers aren't good enough as a collective unit. When you look at what Bayern did, you look at what PSG has done, and you look at some of the other teams, they're coming in with the big guns. They're coming with the AKs. They're coming in with the 60 cows, and we're coming in with puny shooters. We're coming in with pistols. Our guns are going pew pew. Their guns are going gratatata. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like this game showed that we don't have the attacking quality to put a team fully to bed. No, what mattered the quality of the team we're up against. And for me, the level of difference in terms of quality was there. It was on show, but we should have been a lot more serious in trying to end them. Try get the goal difference up. Try get as much goals as possible, and put out a marker, a statement. And we didn't do that like other teams did. And for me, that's why I think outside of the group, it's going to be very difficult for us to get too far when it comes to this tournament. For LAFC, they did their best, but it shows the level of quality. MLS teams so far haven't been that great. I didn't really see anything from them to be too worried about for other teams going forward. I think they'll just miss out on the next round, just because I think they're the third best team in the group. And yeah, I just think they didn't really they had their couple chances, but I feel like we just were too much for them overall. And I felt like the only thing that let us down was our wingers. I think our wingers need to be upgraded on. I still think our goalkeeper needs to be better, and I would like to see Delap start from the start as well, to see how good he can be. But yeah, I just think overall we were just better than LAFC. And for me, I feel like when it comes to the next game we talk about, I think there's a team that is better than them in the group as well. Another team that's better than them in the group as well. And I feel like for Chelsea, as well, I don't think this was a big enough test to see if how far we can get, but it was a comfortable win. I don't think we hit many gears. We didn't go to gear 3 or 4. We were just stuck between gear 1 and 2. I think for us coming off the Conference League, the last game of the season, some players going to the National League, uh, I feel like we were a bit lethargic, a bit slow to start up with, but then once we got into gear, we kind of put our presence there, and we were just too good for them, but not to the level that we need to be. And I think going forward, we need to make some moves in the next couple of days so that we can add a couple players that can play this tournament in the later rounds. Because you can still add players. I think the window is open right now, and if you can get a couple players in that can be registered, I feel that is necessary for us to make it further. Because I think when it comes to the top rankings of this tournament, I don't think we're top 5 favorites. I think we're in the 6 to 10 bracket. I think there are 5 teams in this tournament better than us when you look at the level of quality of attackers that some of these teams possess. And yeah, I just think we'll win the group. I'm not sure if we'll win the group because when I talk about this next game, um, because we have this kind of lack of attacking intensity at times, and we give chances away. We gave chances to LAFC, so I feel like when it comes to us giving chances to these other teams, the South American team in particular, which I'll be talking about next, will give us problems, and that's Flamengo. They do have a lot of talent. The finishes they had in the game against the Tunisian team were of quality, and they were far better than this Tunisian team. And for me, that's why I'm a bit iffy in whether Chelsea will win the group, because I think Flamengo have the possibility to do so. For me, So far, we're on equal points, equal goal difference, but they can get something against us. And if they do, then it will be down to goal difference. And I think by goal difference, they can be ahead of us, but also they can beat us as well. So for me, when it came to their game against Tunisia, they showed a lot of flair. They had a lot of talent out there. They were a better team throughout the game. They did give the Tunisian team a couple chances, but I just think they didn't do anything to suggest that they're not gonna do nothing but just finish bottom. I think the LFC Tunisia game will be a fun game to watch because it will be interesting to see who finishes bottom out of those two. Because I think the other two games they'll lose, and um, it's unfortunate because it's similar to the Auckland FC. It's just the level of quality is not there for them to be a threat to others. And I think in this group stage, for me, there's a couple teams that are just outclassed, outmatched when it comes to this tournament. But Flamengo, I liked what I've seen from them. I've liked pretty much what I've seen from most of the South American teams, and I think South American teams, the one thing they do is take this tournament way more serious than the European ones. You've seen it in the past in Club World Cup. You've seen Chelsea lose to Brazilian teams before, so it's not like it's going to be the first time that we've lost to a Brazilian team when we've had the better squad. It and for me, as I said, with our attacking talent, Flamengo, they can hurt us also defensively with our goalkeeper as well. So yeah, I like what I've seen so far from Flamengo. I feel like for them, they've got a couple pieces that I would like to see more. Obviously, Jorginho coming back to haunt us would be one of those players. They're two attackers in Luis Alvaro and Pedro. They've got some talent there, and yeah, I like the way they shoot. They have a nice finish. The second goal especially was a lovely finish as well. So if they are giving the opportunity to shoot, they have guys that can hit the target, can actually give you a problem, and that's going to be an issue for us. So yeah, Flamengo, Chelsea will probably be the top two teams, but I think the way the table's looking right now is probably how it will end for me personally. Um, and that's why it's going to be a long for Chelsea going forward because I just don't think we have the attacking talent to compete with the best of Europe, and the same similar situation with Flamengo as well. So yeah, there's not much else I can say on in this group because I just think there's the top two teams are better than the bottom two. I think it'll be interesting to see LAFC against the Tunisian team. I think even that, like for me personally, when it comes to these type of tournaments, I like to see the worst teams against each other, just because it's a more competitive game. When you see a good team versus a team that's not on the same level, it isn't really interesting. Even the Chelsea game was a bit boring at times, just because it felt like it was keep ball and we were just trying to probe them rather than it being an entertaining kind of end-to-end type of game, which you get from when the lesser teams face each other. And that happens in the league, that happens in Champions League, that happens in these type of tournaments, and it'll be interesting to see um what happens throughout. Obviously, both teams need to score goals as well. They haven't scored a goal each, both lost 2-0. So yeah, going forward, I think the way the group is looking right now will stay the same. And yeah, I just think Chelsea need to do a bit more to get a couple players in to improve in terms of the later stages, later rounds, if we have any hope of winning it. But we didn't do enough in the first 10 days of this window to add and bolster to our squad to say that we can go all the way. I also would like to say that if we can win the next game, if we do win the next game against Flamengo, and I think we're going to use our strongest lineup, I would like to see a rotated lineup against the Tunisian team. I'd like to see some of the new signings that we've brought in terms of Yusugo for a 490, Liam Delap for a 490, and a couple, and even Andre Santos for a 490 as well, to see the level of quality that they have as well, because you really can't see anything with 10, 20-minute, 30-minute cameos as well. So going forward, I think the third game should be used as a platform to see some of the outskirts players and see if they are worthy of keeping around, or if they should be moved on outside of the players that didn't get taken to the tournament. But yeah, that's all I can say on that group. Obviously, I'll be continuing to do videos. Obviously, other games are the games are coming quick and fast. So far, I would say overall the tournament's been a bit of a 5 out of 10. So so far with these first four groups, and it'll be interesting to see some of the other teams and what the kind of statements they make um, when it comes to the Madrids and teams of that nature and the other teams that come when it comes to this tournament. But yeah, that's me. I'm out. Peace.